And welcome back, everyone. Today I have an awesome video. We're going to go through and unbox this awesome Hot Wheels carry case from 2002. You see we have a nice car on the front there. It says it holds 24 cars. I believe I'm missing a few trays out of this, so some of them were kind of thrown in there at random. So let's go ahead and turn this tray around and open it up. Awesome looking case. I see some cool cars right off the bat. Start off right here in the front. This is an awesome Mustang drag car from a 5-pack. Funny car. I can get that to focus. There we go. It's an awesome looking funny car. And next one, this one is S2000, I believe. Yep, Honda S2000. A nice green looking color on the windshield and interior, and a little bit on the sides there. Have some nice white lines around the rims, around the wheels, I mean. Oh, this is another nice one. This old square body Chevy. This one is a 1983 Chevy Silverado. I love the orange color on this one. Got a few variations of this. Here's another old one. I forget what this one's even called. It's got a China base on it. I'm not quite sure what year that would have been from. Very interesting car though. Looks like the XJ220 Jaguar. And moving on, I think this one is an off-brand, but it's a Toyota Celica. Kind of interesting looking. An early 2000s look on it. And what's up next? An awesome Baja truck. What year would this one have been from? Not too sure. Let's see what the base says. This one's called Off Track. Made in Malaysia. Very cool looking. And this one came from a launcher set, I believe. Looks like a mix of a few different muscle cars. This one's called D-Muscle. Kind of cool looking. And next I have two examples of this awesome looking 32 Ford. These two examples here have different rim variations, as you see. We have the 5-spoke on the left, and I forget what this one's called on the right. 3-spoked, not too sure. Very cool looking casting. I do have about 4 of these. Picked them up in a carry case at a flea market one time. Great deal, I tell you what. An awesome carry case that holds a good amount of cars, and it had a good amount of cars in it already, and the guy only wanted $10, so I swooped it up and got some nice castings and a nice case out of it. Speaking of nice casting, here's an awesome looking Johnny Lightning. This one is a 19... Let's see if I can find the stamp on here. Doesn't look like I find it. Well, anyway, this is an older Mustang. I think it might be a 65 or something like that. Awesome opening hood. See that engine inside there? Very great details. Try not to open that hood very often. Don't want to get any kind of microchipping going on. Here we have a pretty play-worn Mustang 2x2 Fastback is what I believe this is. 65 Mustang Fastback. Very cool looking. We've got a few different examples of this car. Oh, and next, the also mighty Power Pistons. Honestly, a fantasy casting that I actually like. I think it looks pretty cool. This variation's pretty nice also. It's in pretty good shape. Oh, and this one, found this in a thrift store bag. Some chips here and there, but it's still there. And this is a vehicle, it says 1998 Mattel Inc. Manufactured for the McDonald's Corporation, so I'm sure this would have been a McDonald's toy. Very strange looking though, kind of unique, almost like an old Cadillac mixed with something, you know. I found that one to be very unique looking. This one's very, very nice. I'd love to find more castings of this. And this one is called... If I can read what that says. Give me a second. A 1995 Chevy 1500. Very cool. Almost looks like a drag truck, racing truck of some sort. But it had some big meats on the back. It'd look a little better. I like this bed cover. The little spoiler on there. Almost looks like a NAS truck. And moving on, so we get down to the next part of it. Here we have a new casting. This is that Land Rover, I believe. Land Rover Series 3 pickup. Very cool looking. It's got a spare tire in the back. A nice desert tan looking color. Now we're going to remove this paper and move on to the next one. This one's already an awesome looking one. Forget what kind of casting this is. I know it's some type of an import car. And this came out of a 5-pack if I remember correctly. Very cool looking. It just says 1990 Mattel Inc. with a Thailand base. Very cool looking. Might have to do some more research on that one. And now we're actually down to the case part, or the little tray part that is. I think it's missing one tray out of it, unfortunately. And here we have a nice old casting. This one is, it says 1988 Malaysia. I'm sure it's a little bit past that. Probably a 90s casting. This might have been a 5-pack vehicle also, if I recall. Very cool looking. Unfortunately missing the headlights there. As you see, they've been broke off. But the rest of the vehicle is in decent looking shape. Here is a pretty play-worn, faded example of one of these. This is the Auburn 852, excuse me. And this one does have a Hong Kong base. So that means we have a little bit of an older vehicle here. As you see, there is a stamp there. So this might have been a Malaysia base, but could have been right before they switched it over. But I don't really see this one rolling very much anymore. It's pretty much just a junkyard piece at this point. But definitely had to have it. Same with these two vehicles here. This one is, I believe what this is a Ford of some sort. I'm not 100% sure. Looks like it would have had high rakers on the back. Doesn't look like it really operates very much. Let's see if this one works. Doesn't seem like it. Man. But both of these have a Hong Kong base. These are both pretty old. I'm sure they're from the early 80s. So you see they're both pretty play-worn. Some pieces missing. But all the way around, just a very cool looking casting. Very unique. Probably has some good history to them. Pretty play-worn, like I said. Take a drink of my coffee there. What else do we have? Some Mercedes of some sort. This one is the 380 SEL. This one's in pretty good shape. I really like the Hot Wheels decal they have in the back glass there. It's pretty unique looking. Very awesome. I love the awesome variations of cars over the years. And here we have a nice heavy casting. Forget what this one's called, but I do have this in a NASCAR form as well. Very cool, heavy Hot Wheels car. And up next, I see something with some gold Hot Ones on there. This one has a Hong Kong base. We have another older vehicle. I'm sure most people know what this would be, if you're knowledgeable of the older Hot Wheels. This one's in okay shape. You know, it's scuffed up, play-worn and everything, but it's still there. And here we have a very nice example. Forget what this one would be. This one is a Malaysia base, though. Very cool looking. I want to say this is the Doozy or the Cadillac or early Bugatti or one of those castings. I get those confused pretty easily. One little chip there. Other than that, very nice looking. Here's another one I'm a little upset about the chipping going on. This one have been absolutely beautiful flake color. Still there and everything. I most likely will display it on this side so that we don't see those giant chips. Very cool, heavy Hot Wheels casting. Malaysia based. Metal base and body. Very cool. Moving on to our last two here, we got a set of Peterbilt trucks. Start with this one right here. This is a Shell gasoline truck. Peterbilt. This is a Matchbox. Made in Thailand. It says 1981 on it right there. Now, I'm not 100% sure if Mattel had already taken over Matchbox. I believe that was somewhere in the 90s that had happened. So you see a plastic tanker, metal base. Stacks are a little bent, but that's to be expected for such an old vehicle. This one's actually in okay shape when it comes to the stacks. They're a bit bent as well, but this one's another Peterbilt. I believe this would have been a cement mixer, but it is missing that cement mixing piece. Another Peterbilt, 1981. Made in China. Last one was made in Thailand, I believe, unless I'm reading that incorrectly. Wow, so these are two different areas that those were made. But nonetheless, very cool. Old vehicles. Pretty rough shape, but nice looking. And here's what that case looks like. There's the tray inside there. Found this at a thrift store, and I believe it was a Goodwill or something like that. Very cool looking. Holds some of my nicer cars. And I kind of just makeshifted that next tray with a nice piece of paper so there isn't too much scratching going on. Hope you enjoyed that video of that random assortment of Hot Wheel cars over the years. A couple Matchbox in there as well. And a Johnny Lightning. Hope you enjoyed that video and come back for another one. I think I might keep digging through some of these car cases. Makes for a great review video. Alright, everybody be safe. Tune in for the next one.